Hey there everybody, hope your day's going well. Jared Old School Gaming here, and welcome back to another Wild Wednesday. This one caught my attention mainly because there was no title to the theory. Just Pokemon Theory Toxic TM06. Okay, most of ProtoMario's theories have like an actual theory of what's going on. This one doesn't. And TM06, the Toxic move, is, well, a move that, I'm not sure if it's 100% guaranteed or if maybe it doesn't work on poison types, but essentially it poisons the opponent Pokemon, and then that poison damage becomes more and more as time goes on. So, what's the theory on the Toxic TM? I have absolutely no idea. I don't even know, I can't even, speculate on what the theory might be or what my rebuttals might be, because what's the theory? Or is it, I don't know, is it something to do with, the world of Pokemon and how, things used to be toxic, but then they switched to clean energy or something, maybe? At least that might be an initial thought in my head, given where, sometimes ProtoMario does kind of reference things like that, but hell, I guess I'm here to find out, so let's get into this.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Theories, the show that covers the theories you may or may not have been asking ever since you started playing Pokemon. This show covers theories such as Red becoming a champion to the Kanto Wars. So if you have a theory burning in your mind, stay tuned and I might just address it. Hello and welcome back, YouTubers. I'm ProtoMario, and today's Pokemon theory is from Sam11D. So, Sam11D, can you do a theory on why Pokemon can learn Toxic? I think I can, Sam11D.
Okay, so that's the theory, or I guess question. How can Pokemon learn Toxic? Well, because they're taught it? In game, we're just, given, little TM items. Well, and HMs, but, TMs are used only once. And, there's no, passage of time of how long it might take a Pokemon to learn a move, so maybe that's part of it. It just learns the move, because, the TM comes with information on how to be able to teach a Pokemon to use that move, and furthermore, it would hey, make sure that one of these Pokemon can use it, and I don't know, because in the first journey, it's you are registering you are creating the Pokedex, and you're going to register everything you can. Huh? Interesting. Okay, that'll just be my, initial thing, that it has instructions on how to teach it. And maybe it's not that don't teach it, or these specific Pokemon only can learn it, it's these types of Pokemon can learn it. So once you've already caught it, it's just hey, I know that typing, it's only this typing, this typing, this typing can learn it, so only these handful of Pokemon can learn it. Okay, well, hell, we're here to hear a theory from ProtoMario, not my rambling speculation, so back into it.
So first, let's identify what Toxic is. Toxic is a non-damaging poison-type move introduced in Generation 1 after beating Koga, the gym leader. He gives it to you. It is known as TM06. It is still TM06 throughout every generation. Toxic badly poisons the target, has an accuracy of 85 in some games, and overall 90%.
Oh, okay. I didn't know about the accuracy of it or anything. Personally, I never used it because my policy, when playing, really any game, is to hit the enemy as hard and as fast as possible, make sure they cannot hit back. Using Toxic, yes, it can be, someone is badly poisoned, it starts draining more and more and more hit points. The way I see it, it's essentially giving the enemy a free chance to hit, and I don't want to do that. Maybe that's just me. I don't know.
The way Toxic works is that on the first turn, it will take 1/16 of the enemy's max HP. The next turn, it will take 2/16, 3/16, and so on and so forth. But instead of being 16ths, they will change to like 1/8, and then it'll keep going. It's really hard to explain, but if you just double every turn, it's pretty much how it works. So that's how that works.
Yeah, math is hard enough without suddenly trying to figure out fractions and percentages and all this other stuff. It's just like, it do more, it do more damage, it do more damage. Yeah, that's essentially how I look at it. But I mean, hell, like Toxic was used against my, was it Spiro Kenpachi in the Petite Cup, and I'm just, oh, you little son of a bitch. But I still managed to win it just by that much. Well, Spiro managed to take out the Nidoran that used it, and then almost took out the Dratini, and it was Rattata ended up taking out Dratini, then lost against Psyduck, and then threw out Pikachu. It's just, okay, Pikachu, finish off Psyduck. Yeah, anyway.
It is not really affected by some moves like Snatch, King's Rock, but it is affected by moves like Protect and Rest. So if your enemy rests, Toxic no longer affects them. Toxic also doesn't affect those with the immunity trait, which prevents them from being poisoned, any poison type Pokemon, and also steel types. So Generation 1, there weren't any steel types, but there were definitely poison types that couldn't get poisoned.
Yeah, I mean, okay, like, the whole trait system, like, immunity traits is kind of a, well, at least newer thing. I mean, I'm still going through 2nd gen, but yeah, maybe it was always a thing, just not outright noticed. Like how poison types being unable to be poisoned, and also the what when Magnemite gets poisoned despite Magnemite being a steel type, and then therefore immune to being poisoned. Wait, what? Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, there's all that good stuff. Okay, so now that we know, yeah, I suppose, like, I don't know, can only poison types learn it, or can other types also learn it? Like, maybe it's a lot shorter list of those outside of poison typing that can learn it, or you're probably just gonna go into, like, what type of Pokemon can learn it, probably.
So the description in some games are pretty generic. You know, a technique that badly poisons the target, a poisonous move with increasing damage, you know, a move that badly poisons the foe, a move that leaves the target badly poisoned. But I was researching this on Bulbapedia, and Bulbapedia seems to think that every single Pokemon can learn Toxic no matter what. And I really don't think that's true, because there are Pokemon like Caterpie, Metapod, Kakuna, Weedle, Ditto, Magikarp, you know? So, those Pokemon can't learn Toxic. For the majority, every Pokemon can learn Toxic, though, right?
Yeah, that is an interesting thing, and Bulbapedia can, of course, be wrong about things and whatnot, but, So, it's more or less every Pokemon that can learn TMs can learn Toxic, which is interesting, because, like, for instance, an electric type, how would an electric type learn Toxic, or why would an electric type learn Toxic? That's an interesting thing. So maybe something to think about for a little while, because just, what the hell? Okay, so yeah, plenty of Pokemon can learn it. That's nice.
So, let's talk about it. Firstly, we need to understand how Toxic is used exactly. Not just Poison-type Pokemon use Toxic. A lot of the time, you know, some Pokemon that aren't even Poison types can use Toxic. It's really crazy, you know? Like, Lucario, Pikachu, Ninetales, Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee. All of these Pokemon can learn Toxic, and they are obviously not poison types. In fact, they're the farthest from it. So, let's talk about a few things that it could potentially be. One theory, and I really hate to discuss this, but I suppose this is how I'm going to have to work it in, is that Pokemon have to use the bathroom to use Toxic. Well, they just take a crap or take a piss on the enemy, and the enemy gets badly poisoned.
I'm sorry, what? So, the Pokemon gets poisoned with another Pokemon's waste? Huh. That's an interesting look at things. I don't know. I'm not buying that one. Like, I suppose, like, maybe the TM item itself. Because, I mean, we are talking about a very advanced society. Because, I mean, I kind of already theorized that it had maybe not just the Toxic TM, but all TMs had instructions on how to teach the Pokemon. Maybe, like, in the game universe, it's more of like something that just, like, gets absorbed into them. Like, hey, I want you to learn this. Let me place it on your skin or your fur or your horn, whatever. Just, like, place it on there, and then it gets absorbed into the body, and the Pokemon learns it that way. And then, like, the Pokemon would inherently know, and of course, in-game, there's a limit to how many moves can be learned, so it's like, either learn it or don't learn it, and, what am I looking, what's the word I'm looking, you get the move.
While E. coli and fecal matter is definitely a serious poisoning, it's not exactly easy to get into the body. You can be covered head to toe in crap and probably never get it in your body unless you get it in one of your orifices. So the enemy Pokemon would have to lift its butt up and rocket shoot turds into the enemy's face. Not likely, and probably would get your ass kicked after the match. Just saying, if I was the enemy trainer and someone tried that on me, it wouldn't be a good time.
And not to mention that'd be kind of a crude thing to do, and, well, probably very easily dodgeable, not an 80-90% accuracy type of thing.
So, the next theory is that perhaps it's poison glands. You know, tons of animals in the wild have poison glands that you might not think have them. For example, porcupines have poison glands. Snakes obviously have poison glands. Some frogs, have poison glands. And even some birds have some poison glands. Some of these animals don't have poison glands enough to kill you, but it's definitely enough to intoxicate you, or toxicate you, rather. They won't make you drunk. They won't make you feel good.
Okay, so, so it's like a kind of a defense mechanism type thing that animals will just, like, try to shoot away potential threats. And, like, with the toxic TM, it's more of enhancing those toxic glands to really poison the enemy. I could definitely get behind that kind of a theory.
So, that perhaps could be the answer also. But then again, also, we have to look at how Toxic is used. And I'm referencing the anime for this one because there's very few moments in the manga that it happens, and of course you can barely see it in the game. They just spit some fluid out and that's it.
Well, hell, maybe that's just it. Maybe it's just a quick little, like, spit, and because of the TM that enhances the poison, becomes so virulent that it essentially becomes the deadly poison that we know it to be.
So, in the anime, Arbok opens its mouth and releases black smog from its mouth. But Arbok's not a freaking smoggy type of poison Pokemon. It's just a snake. It spits acid. I've never seen it use smog, smokescreen, or moves like that. I've seen Weezing do that, but not Arbok. So, yeah, that's weird, you know? And that was used in Make Room for Gloom. Skunk Tank releases thick purple stream of liquid that breaks apart and falls in puddles all over the battlefield. The puddles shrink and release purple gas from them, poisoning the opponents that breathe it in. So, very vastly different from Arbok's technique.
Well, maybe that's just it. Maybe it's just a different type of poison. I mean, hell, we know plenty of things in our own world are just toxic to the human form. So maybe it's just like different, a different, like one like burns and one poisons and one like. I mean, hell, we have like different labels for things that are hazardous. Some are corrosive, some are flammable, some are explosive or biological, radioactive. There's a whole bunch of different types of things that are just not good for us. I don't think you can really like classify there are a bunch of different poison Pokemon. Like maybe like Ekans and Arbok would have like the same type of poison, but Arbok's is stronger just because it's evolved. And then another poison type like Grimer and Muck, maybe they have like maybe it's still poisonous, but it's a different kind of poison.
That was in unlocking the red chain of events. So, Scolipede released a thick purple liquid from its mouth at the opponent. Anything the liquid touches, it dissolves like acid. So, is toxic acid? And then Garbodor fires multiple globs of liquid from the pipes on its right hand of its opponent. So, the consistency in this, guys, is not good. It really is not. Where one Pokemon spits out smog that causes toxication, another one spits purple liquid that is acid, pretty much. So, honestly, I can't tell you why every Pokemon can learn Toxic. The move is a move given to you from the gym leader, Koga. Very few Pokemon can learn Toxic naturally, and most of the time they are Poison-type Pokemon anyways. Most of the time. You know, at some point in time, Vespiquen learns it by leveling up, but it's supposed to be a bee, and bees are supposed to be poisonous in some way, shape, or form. It's a stretch, but it's still there. Besides that, every other Pokemon that can learn it naturally is a poison type anyways. But not many Pokemon can learn it naturally. So, yeah, definitely a TM that you can teach any Pokemon. So, I don't know. I really can't tell you guys. You've heard my theories. That's all I have for you right now. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have a comment that could contribute to this, I would gladly hear and accept any ideas on this subject matter. Other than that, guys, I'm ProtoMario, and I'm signing out. And once again, thanks for watching. Remember, guys, one like can change the world, and you should change mine by clicking that like button.
Okay, yeah, I suppose there's not really any way to explain why every Pokemon can learn Toxic, well, apart from the ones who really just can't learn anything. I mean, you mentioned what Magikarp, Ditto. I don't know if you mentioned Abra. I don't think Abra can actually learn any TMs. I mean, like in the Stadium games, if you have Abra as a rental, it knows some ridiculous moves. Yeah, but regardless, yeah, okay. So I do like the idea that pretty much all Pokemon have like some kind of defense mechanism that's maybe not indigenously poisonous to them, but is poisonous to any potential threats out there. And so the TM Toxic just enhances that poisonous element, and then it starts affecting everything around them. I could definitely see that. And that is interesting. There's not really an answer like a yes or no, or I mean, the question is like, how do Pokemon learn Toxic? Yeah, maybe the TM just like kind of points out that all Pokemon in the world would have like some kind of defense mechanism, and the Toxic is just a way to enhance that Toxic defense mechanism. Huh. But then that does kind of beg the question, like, does it know where the poison gland is on every single Pokemon? Or my own theory, where it's like something that just gets absorbed into the you place it on the skin and it just sinks in and absorbs into them, and then that in itself enhances the the poison gland, and then they can spit out the poison like that. And then as for like all the different Pokemon having like their poison attacks having different effects, like I said, it's just a different Pokemon, and it's a different viscosity to the poison, which gives it a different effect. So that way, maybe at a glance, you can tell, oh hey, that poison pile came from an Arbok, and that poison pile came from a Grimer. Or whatever the other Pokemon you were talking about. You mentioned quite a few that were beyond even 2nd gen. I have absolutely no idea. But anyway. Okay, that is going to be it for this Wild Wednesday. And yeah, definitely an interesting theory. Okay, well, I will catch you in the next video, so, well, whatever that might be. Yeah, I really hope to catch you there. So, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't hit that bell, so you can always be notified whenever I upload another video. Don't forget to follow me on my other social media, linked down in the description. And as always, have fun.